I want to get a word in from India Today's Gaurav Sawant, who's been reporting here for the last couple of weeks. He was one of the first journalists in to report on this war for India Today. Gaurav, the hostage crisis, the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, are those the two factors, in your view, that's continuing to pose a challenge to any ground operation, from taking place in any large measure? We do know some shallow, actions have been taking place by the IDF. We were there in southern Israel yesterday when we saw that for ourselves. What is your sense of how it's going to play out now?
So as far as humanitarian assistance to the people of Palestine and the Gaza Strip is concerned, Israel did agree to certain trucks carrying humanitarian aid in terms of food, water and medicines reach some of those affected people. Of course, the word that we are hearing is it's a drop in the ocean. But as far as resumption of supplies from the Israeli route is concerned, Israel is very clear. Repatriate hostages safely and quickly for restoration of those supplies. They may say it openly, they may say it through interlocutors, they may say it through sources, but Israel is very clear it wants the hostages back. At the same time, it will not stop punishing Hamas for the massacre of 1,400 Israeli citizens and injuries caused to over 3,000, with over 200 being held hostage by Hamas. So that's a two-pronged strategy that Israel continues to adopt. One of the IDF spokespersons I spoke to said their immediate aim was to ensure that Hamas does not use Gaza territory to carry out strikes into Israel, or does not enjoy a safe haven in the Gaza territory. That's step one. Step two, what will follow subsequently, quite like the Munich after the Munich Olympics, all the perpetrators were tracked down and neutralized. It took several time. Those were intelligence-based operations. There were consequences, but Israel pursued all its enemies relentlessly. They intend to do so even now.
Gaurav Sawant, thank you very much for joining me with those details. That ground operation continues to be the big talking point, because there appears to be very little clarity of when and in what form that's going to take place. But remember, the immediate priority, something that's been mentioned by President Biden, Prime Minister Modi, other world leaders, has been aid for Gaza. The suffering in Gaza cannot be denied. It is taking place. It is visible. There can be quibbles and claims versus counterclaims over the death toll, the scale of destruction, as was borne out by the recent claim by Hamas about a hospital being bombed and 500 people being killed. But the suffering on Gaza is not something that can be ignored or put aside. And as it continues to rise, here's a report on aid from various international directions that are coming in. The Rafah border with Egypt in the south of Gaza has been opened. 6.5 tons of relief material from India, many tons of relief material from the United States and others have already begun entering Gaza for the innocent people of the Strip. Take a look.
More than 35,000 Palestinian refugees are now taking shelter at a camp in Khan Yunis city of southern Gaza since the Israeli army ordered the civilians in the northern half of the besieged Gaza Strip to move south. The situation is heartbreaking. Gazans, who are now refugees in their own land, don't have fuel, electricity, internet, and are quickly running out of food. India has therefore stepped up to help distressed Palestinians. Medical aid along with essentials have now been sent to Egypt. This includes essential life-saving medicines, surgical items, tents, sleeping bags, tarpaulins, sanitary utilities, water purification tablets, among many other necessary items. The move has once again reflected that India will always come to the rescue and help countries in need. The humanitarian package, first of many, has been welcomed by all parties in India who've been divided so far over how India has responded to the Israel-Hamas conflict.
Prime Minister has finally agreed, good sense has prevailed. He supported Israel. Now he has agreed to send all humanitarian help to Palestinian people. Let us see how things are going to move in the coming days.
Former Vice President Hamid Ansari also hailed the decision but said he wished it was done earlier.
के लिए एक मानवीय सहायता भेजी गई है भारत सरकार की तरफ से। अच्छा किया है, पहले करना चाहिए था.
India's aid will now greatly help Gazans who've been waiting for supplies to reach them. Volunteers working on ground have pleaded with countries to help in any way they can. After days of diplomatic wrangling, the Rafah border crossing between Egypt and Gaza has been opened to let desperately needed aid flow into the Gaza Strip. A second convoy of 8 trucks entered the Egyptian side of the Rafah border crossing on Sunday, heading towards the Gaza Strip. A total of 19 trucks carrying medical and food supplies had been inspected by the UN's Palestinian Refugee Agency. Earlier, a convoy including 28 trucks carrying medicines, food supplies, water tanks and tents were taken in. But there's a lot more help needed. The United Nations has stressed that at least 100 trucks are required daily to adequately address the urgent needs of Gazans. Bureau Report, India Today.
India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV. India's #1 political reporter.
Defines what seems to be happening, vendetta politics. कोई दूध के से धुला हुआ नहीं है.
Unmatched eye, unmatched experience.
The world has changed. My black hair has become grey as well.
And with unmatched passion for the story.
Do not monopolize the conversation.
When it's 100% news that matters. It's News Today with Rajdeep Sardesai. Monday to Friday, 9 p.m. Only on India Today TV.